Oh yeah!
Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Demolition Derby Simulator with Cookie Pirate. Yeah, you know, I'm not even sure if that's a name of an actual game or something like that. Demolition Derby Simulator. Somebody gotta check that on Steam or something like that. Alright, seriously, welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Today, we're going into the Viking Park, and we're going to start some major overhauls. Gonna be deleting a lot of stuff, cleaning up a lot of stuff, kind of redoing a couple sections of the park here. So, let's go ahead and dive right in. Alright, and here we are loaded in. Let's, I don't really know how to play Demolition Derby Simulator, if that's an actual game, but, I can certainly make it out of something in this park tonight. Hey, Brolmick, welcome. Before you get too far along, I reworked at your suggestion the Nordic launch fixed the station and smoothed it out when you get a chance. 9, 7Q, etc. Alright, let me see, it might be already posted on the page on the workshop. Oh, look at this! Kraken and Mako got remade. Like, two of my favorite coasters, over at SeaWorld. Oh, look at that, that's pretty cool, this Valkyrie Tower. Lots of Viking stuff on here. You know what, I might be able to take some ideas. I don't just like going on and taking a whole bunch of other people's stuff, but if I find something that I really like, I'm kind of inclined to do that. Look at this station. I want to look at this real quick. Loki Pass. I like that. Oh, wow! That's got the turnstile and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. I might actually consider using that at some point. While I'm glancing at it, that looks absolutely gorgeous right there. You ever do a SeaWorld remake? Got it right there, and Mako also looks phenomenal. I have to play around with those. Alright, I'm not seeing it so far, so let me go ahead and type in that code. I do the same thing, I download it, tear it apart to see what they did, and try to recreate, adapt it as my own. That's fair. Sometimes I will just use the other people's stuff outright, and I try to say, hey, go check this out on the... I mean, almost all the videos end up staying up. So people can always go back and reference the creations that other people make, but I like trying to build stuff too. Alright, 9, 7, Q, 2, 4, 3, 6, Y. Alright, let's see. Update. Oh, that's cool. This time it actually displays. Alright, let's check that out real quick. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I just have to find it on here. For whatever reason, I don't understand the logic on how these are sorted and ordered. But, you know, it's possible that they may not be. Challenge is finding it. No. There it is. Alright, the question is, does this fit in the original? It's close. Alright. That I think is going to end up being slightly trickier. The coaster itself, I don't really think changed. Oh, there is no logic. Okay, so they're not ordered. I mean, I'm sure there's like a sort method that you could use. Where did we put this yesterday? Ah, can't put it there. Really? Doesn't seem to fit in the blueprint. No, okay, there we go. Alright, let's give this a go. I am, curious to check this out. Start. I like that support with the camera. So those first two elements really are not changed. Oh, hey, that straightened out. That worked out well. Right through the railroad crossing sign. They have this additional... I think that's an inclined loop. Dale, what's going on, man? Welcome. Beautiful station. Oh, you did separate entrance and exit tracks. Okay. Yeah, so I can tell that's a bit different. Station looks great. I really appreciate that you kept the original theme of the stations, but you still kind of made it your own. That's lined up very nicely. I mean, this is true to the original, but it's extended, and that looks phenomenal. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Demolition Derby Simulator with Cookie Pirate. Today, we're going around and just getting rid of a bunch of stuff. But at least with this ride, we'll know, we'll know that this will fit in its original location. However, I can undo that there. I would have to see how the stations align relative to where it's at now. So let me go back into here, grab that, rotate. Yes. Okay, so it's just a little bit wider out toward the back. Not much. Can't place there because the paths can't cross. Okay. Alright. Depressed from the Chicago Bears game, just trying to get some happiness here. Well, Dale, I'm going to see how much we can find. I think we've got some cool stuff. So, well, if anything, we're starting off with a really cool remake of this coaster by Brawlmit. This was phenomenal. This was one of the kind of the bothersome points in this park for me. I'm gonna upset a lot of people by closing this. I hate to do that. Sorry, everybody. Kind of. Alright, we can delete this. I need to try to keep some piece of path or building or something like that just as a reference point to get this coaster to line up in the proper place. And that might be a bit challenging. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Gromik always brings me happiness, and so does Cookie Pirate. Oh, man. Yeah. We got a, not counting myself, in order to not try to seem arrogant. But I appreciate you saying that. But Brawlmick, among others, we've got a really cool group of people that hang out on these PC2 streams. So you're on the right spot, man. Alright, let's wait for everybody to get out of the station. Somebody broke. Hold on. Oh, in line. And people aren't the happiest because they're kind of damp from the rain. Let me try to clean some of that up. Alright, now we can delete this. And I'm going to try... That's tricky. Question is... No, I don't want it to align. I need to try to get it to fit in the same footprint somehow. I think that's it right there. Paths can't cross where? Okay. Let me put that back in and see if I can't. Oh, you know what? It may not allow it, actually. Okay, there we go. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually just demo all of this. We'll flatten out. Look at this land here. Yeah, it's kind of misaligned. I think what I did was I tried to raise the platform, or the land underneath the platform to come up. And that's kind of messing it up now. Alright, so I think we're just gonna have to clear all of this out. Now, I have a good idea based on the position of this right here, where the coaster should be. But then the other thing we're going to have to do is reroute this over here. So what we're going to do is just extend a little path, turn the angle snap out, change that to curve. And I think what we're going to do is just reroute the path temporarily over this way until we can get kind of a more permanent... Ooh, look at that. Interesting. Oh, you all are absolutely not trapped. I don't know what in the world was up with that. Okay. Alright. Now I can go in over here and start demoing some pieces of path. Pardon the interruption, folks. You will be relocated. Thank you for your patience and cooperation. We apologize for the inconvenience. Okay, a little disclaimer. Alright, let's clean some of this up. We can get rid of that. Tell you what, we're gonna... Aha! We're gonna place that over here so people stop, screwing up my picnic benches and stuff. This is gonna get kind of crowded through here temporarily. I always like when the guards are making that racket. It's kind of funny. Alright, let's just do a couple stamps. I know that looks sloppy, but that's only temporary. Let's do a multi-select here. Delete that. Get rid of all of those, and let's flatten that just for reference. And we're gonna pull these up. Oh, come on. I was hitting the wrong key. Well, it's just that. Alright, that works. Okay. Now let's go in here, grab the coaster. Now we don't have something to snap it into place, so we're going to have to... Is there something below here? Oh, it's the ride booth. Or the not the ride booth, the ride photo booth, I should say. Okay, that is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Do you want me to separate them as two blueprints? I think it's okay. Let me see how that looks, because we can always redo the terrain a little bit. I'm just trying to get the placement of... Alright, well these trees will have to get changed. I think we're good. I think that's good there. Alright. Alright, so this is what we're gonna have to do, though. What happens if we flatten that? Aha! Okay, now this is gonna be... Everybody's just walking through like, hey, cool, I've never been able to walk on a roller coaster track before. Okay. So we've got this in place for now. We're gonna have to do some path and terrain work here. that is the tricky aspect to this whole thing. And that's right above the water. I'm okay with it sitting that low. Or what we can do, now advanced move and just raise the entire thing very slightly. It almost looked like it snapped into position somehow. Where did we have it before? It's a negligible height difference. Cancel that out. So we may have to... The kiosk should be its own building so you can move it wherever you want. Okay. I will... And if it isn't, it's easy to separate. I've just got to figure out what to do with the terrain. That may require removal of the water right here. Temporarily. And then once we get this at the height we want, let's just cut some of that down, kind of the ridge. Can always adjust that more. Let's come back to the water. I want to grab a couple 1 meter pieces and just kind of place them kind of like that. Just over the footstep of the path there. I think that would look a little better. That's a separate building. Ah! Okay. Well, we can adjust that in a bit. I mean, the other option is to lower this whole area and just create a path wide enough, you know, for the original placement to kind of fit underneath there. The other thing we could do is move this coaster and just... because we're gonna have to redo some stuff. We could just do that in a different location in the park and kind of change out a couple things, because this kind of is in the way unless we do some pretty extensive, it is its own. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna open that up in the poll. Alright, got that opened up. So I'll let y'all vote. I'll give a little bit of time and I'll kind of focus on a couple other things here. Hey, Sheriff Sergeant, how much better is Planet Coaster 2 than 1, would you say? I have not played 1. when this game came out, the reviews from people that had played 1 were not great. But from the people that were new to the series, it was fine. But I would say with the updates, and it seems like the community at large has agreed with this. After they had those free updates to add in a bunch of content, and have fixed most, I will say not all, but most of the bugs, people are regarding this as this would be the better of the two at this point, knowing that it's got a good future ahead. If you want the sheer volume of content, go with 1. Because 2, they're still cranking stuff out. I mean, the game's less than a year old. They're going on to their first real post-release DLC. The free updates have been fantastic. So if you're willing to wait for stuff to come out, and if you have any interest in the water park stuff, then yeah, go with 2. If you want the most possible content right now, then 1 would probably be better in that regard. But overall 2's in a really good spot, and I can recommend it to pretty much anybody at this time. Alright, so we've got 2 people saying we should move it, 1 person says leave it where it is. Now, keep in mind, if I do move it, I can always redo terrain. I'm almost thinking even to the back of the park would actually be a really cool, and we could kind of fit that into kind of the river/fjord theme that we kind of got going on back here. A vandal has been caught by security. 2 of them! Yeah, well. Alright, thanks. Yeah, I have 1, and not bad. It's just getting a bit boring. Yeah, I mean, 1 is... to the best of my knowledge, they're not doing anything new with 1. As their attention's been drawn to this. But I would say at this point, I think you'll have plenty of fun with 2. Alright, who broke it? Who broke it? I was saying, oh, look at this! People yakking right in front of the restaurant. Holy cow. And it looks like he's in a chase to try to... No? No, he's not in a chase. He's not running full speed. Oh, yes, he is! Got him! Was it somebody in this group that broke? No telling. Yeah, Andrew, welcome. Yes, update 7 and paid DLC drops this Tuesday as well. That's a very good point. I think it was the flannel-wearing dude who broke the table, and when you clicked him, he was just like, no, we were just leaving. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes the thoughts reveal. So we gotta clean up this whole park entrance, too. We're moving the water park back here. That was voted for. That may warrant us actually relocating this ride over here somehow. And what we even could do is possibly build the terrain up so that this portion here that goes under the tunnel, the kind of the final helix, could kind of fit in this area. That may be tricky. I'll have to look into that. So we've got all this free space over here. Alright, still let people vote for a couple minutes on if they want that ride moved. This was the first major park I built. I know I've said that a few times. And this was the very first coaster in the park that I built. This was the second. So I didn't really plan a lot of room for expansion and stuff like that. So it is kind of cluttered. Can I ride the roller coaster? Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Whoops. Change that there. Now, it is going to go through a couple trees and stuff like that. Bromik in the chat actually remade this coaster. Oh, that dips in the water. I didn't even realize that. And there again. Yeah, so this was not the original one. So it's not going to fit perfectly in the, footprint. But it's very similar to the original. Man, don't mind the trees. That's it right there. So this will need, I'm probably going to relocate it. It will need some terrain work to ensure clearance and stuff like that of everything. But if we delete it, and we can clean up a whole ton of this over here, and we can find a suitable, it may go close to its original location. We kind of redo some stuff. Is it meant to be on the paths? No. So that's what I was saying. The original one was higher up, and it also had a little bit different configuration. I had to move the path to fit the new blueprint, and then it actually extended even further out. So, no, this was just temporary. So the paths and the trees and stuff like that it interferes with, that was just kind of a temporary thing. So I think we are going to go ahead and move the ride. So let's clear that up. Let's get the building up. We can redo all of this here. We'll delete all of that and smooth it out. I can't switch it, but I switched my vote on the poll to move it. Well, hey, that's fine. Now it's, I guess it's unanimous then. If you were the one that voted, leave it where it was. I think, yeah, after you saw that, it definitely does make more sense to, move it. I could kind of clear that a little bit there. I know. We'll redo this path. But for now, that works okay. Stamp right there. Just give people kind of a back and forth. The question is, where would we place it? And I'm thinking possibly in the back of the park. We don't have a ton of room to expand. This wooden coaster may get moved. I think Jimpers is actually telling me that he had one that he wanted to check out, or wanted me to check out and possibly replace. It's a power generator. Okay, so we're gonna have to move some of this here temporarily. These here are also generators, yeah. Okay. We've got to do the multi-select. All three of them at once. This is kind of gonna hurt scenery rating, but since it's temporary, we'll do that. I'm thinking of doing an isolated area of more generators and stuff like that. Alright, let's get rid of this water and we can actually flatten out a lot of this. This gives us a lot more usable land. However, we want to try to keep it looking nice, or at least have a plot for something sized pretty decently for us to be able to perhaps place some sort of another attraction on it in this area. Tell you what, let's turn that up. We can work with more land at once. Something like that for now. Let's just place the water back. So, no, it can't be too low now. Well, I guess it doesn't like that. The terrain paint looks a lot better and more realistic than on one. Yeah, I've heard that is a pretty considerable improvement. I guess it doesn't want us to be able to put the water back there. Oh, yeah, it's because of this flat land. Alright, out. Kind of over here where it dips down, I think. Although I don't remember. I'll be able to tell relative to some of the path. I thought the water came all the way up to... Yeah, that's too shallow. Well, no, maybe not. I honestly, I don't even know. Whatever. Because, oh, shoot. There we go. Okay. So I think we'll ultimately end up redoing a good bit of that stuff anyway. Oh, yuck! Alright, that's a biohazard right there. A lot of people get sick. A lot of vandalized facilities too. I'm looking to see here. We got one who might be free, and he's on the pretty much the opposite side of the park. Not quite that far. A fair bit. If you get time, can you ride that blue-looking roller coaster? It looks good. Which one? The RMC or the light blue? The dying cow sounding ride makes people puke a lot. Yeah, I can tell. Are you talking the RMC or this B&M back here? Left one, the RMC. Yeah, we'll give it a ride. This is another coaster that Bromwich actually remade. This is not the remade version, but yeah, we'll ride the original one. It's fine. Alright, here we go. This was the first RMC I ever built. Not my best coaster, but it's fun. Speed up to the top of the left hill. Oh, that was funny when it went back to normal speed. It's like a broken record. That was a little bit harsh. Some of these transitions are a bit tricky. After this, I'll show you the remade version. Then you've kind of got that odd aligned, misaligned final breaker on there. So that's that. I'll place the remade one that Brawlmec made. That's it right there. We'll do like that. Smoothening tool is non-existent. No, they have it. It works a lot differently, and I don't remember if I did. This is one of the earliest coasters I built. But here's the remade version that Brawlmec did for me. Building coasters is not my strongest suit in this game. But here's the remade. So we'll give that a test run. There it is. Similar, it's a little bit shorter. Kind of fits together better. Yeah, that one is nice. Yeah, it's definitely the better one. This, like I said, this was my first RMC, and I went big with the first one, so it does have some kind of awkward transitions at times and stuff like that. This was one of my favorite things about it, though, this really drawn-out zero-G stall. And as you can see, I have no station for the first couple coasters I built. Yeah, he did a fantastic job with that remake, though. Alright. So we got some of this terrain cleaned up. We could even flatten this out. We have a nice sized blueprint for something to fit when we rework our paths. But I do want to spend a bit of time on the entrance. It needs work, without a doubt. So, in fact, what we can do is with the stamp builder, we can go basically as far back as we need to, and we can put the spawn pads right back there. We're gonna move these. We'll place them there. And then we can even move the entrance gates back a little bit too. Let's get rid of these trees. We can add a couple a little bit later. We actually do have room to work with some of this terrain right here too. So we could even flatten a little bit of that out, slap a couple trees right down here. But I want to... So, I started this park when the game had first come out. Why is the teacups right too expensive? How is it 40 cents? I know nobody would want to pay. I wouldn't pay 40 cents to go on that. I'm gonna head out, got stuff to do. I subbed to definitely come back and watch a bit more of a different stream of the park. Looks really good though. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate that. So, yeah, thanks for stopping in, and I appreciate the sub. And, yeah, have a great evening. We'll catch you around. The thing we can do with these is... to align with the stamps. What park entrance plazas, not plazas, but like the kind of the gates over them and stuff like that do we have for this scenery view here? Not much. Okay, interesting. Does that warrant us building our own? Because we could definitely kind of fit a couple things kind of like this, but it's certainly on the small side. Some of the other scenery themes have really good entrances. For example, this one's got a really nice one. That one's okay. This is a little bit smaller, but is also pretty elaborate. Obviously, the Planet Coaster theme has some really good and then I know the mythology theme's got a couple really cool ones too. They've got they've got ones of different sizes. There's a double, and that one's quite large. You can clear out those plants and actually have people walk through those sides there. But the Viking ones just honestly seem a bit lackluster. The other thing we could do is relocate a whole ton of these buildings and everything. Oh yeah, that looks crummy. That was before I knew these actually are better to use the shop rather than, because they're the guest service shops are technically in the facility category, but they're shops in structure. Clean some of that out. So I think what we're gonna do is actually get rid of a bunch of these buildings right here. I don't want to get rid of too much right off the bat, but almost this entire entrance is going to get demoed, and we've got these rides. This coaster needs a proper station, proper queue, and everything. And we should try to really spruce this up here. Some of these don't even line up properly. Okay. We could actually do a larger plaza further back here and clean that up. Oh, park attendance is starting to drop off a little bit. Let's see what's going on. The reputation's down to 3.5. What are the guests thinking? 0. What in the world? How does that happen? Litter, people are wet, they need to dry off. Let's go in and take a look at that. Guest mood. Overall, there's a lot of green, but I do see some areas of red. But that doesn't necessarily indicate why they're unhappy. Why is this all so cluttered over here? We're trying to get to the slush hour shop. That's over here. Yeah, but when we clean all of that up, that'll... Maybe we need some more drink shops somewhere or something. Nausea's okay. Energy. Those people have been kind of waiting for a while. Souvenir is really low throughout the park. That's always one of the lowest in the parks that I do. That they tend to struggle with that. It's actually not bad right here. Alright, so on the to-do list is going to be a new park entrance, redo the plaza, clean all that up, place something here. In fact, we could really expand by removing a bunch of this stuff over here. We definitely have room for an ice coaster right in this area here. I don't want to delete too much stuff outright because I have a feeling what that could do is tank the park rating. It says that people are already kind of getting bored, so maybe what we should do is find an area that we're not going to mess with too much. Or even something on a temporary basis. Maybe slap some flat rides down. Oh. One thing we could do is replace the teacups, because a lot of these rides, they're just... The reputation's really old, and people aren't really getting on them, people aren't really interested in them and stuff. And if we replace those with, oh, that's also backwards, I just noticed that. But if we replace those with just new versions of those, the reputation will be refreshed. And that'll get more people on them. They'll be more inclined to check them out. That over here, this has a good crowd. Now, inherently, the problem that you're going to run into with a lot of the flat rides is they're not all that exciting. And your scenery bonus is going to get capped at 500. So if your base ride experience is below 300, that ride, to the best of my knowledge, will never get a classic rating. It'll just continue down to aging and old. And you take a minus 20% penalty to your appeal. So, that's the problem with a lot of the flat rides, is you are... If you intend to maintain as much reputation and appeal to the ride as possible, you're gonna have to replace. So maybe we can do that with a few rides here. We'll shut the teacups ride down. We'll do that. We'll let that run its cycle. Oh yeah, sorry people. One-shot motorsport was going on, man. Rocks and trees, yeah. Plenty of it. Relocate the train tracks. That's on my list too. You know, I really like these rides. Let's just slap one down. That'll give people something to do over here. And I think it won't make it too cluttered. We can place the queue back here for that. Exit ties in. We'll give us some different colors here. Alright, question is, what do each of these actually encompass? So, carriage. That's gonna be the seats, so I'm guessing this is your base color for the seats. Yeah, let's go with something a little bit darker there. Oh, that actually matches the wood color nicely. That's gonna be these little hooks. We could do a blue for that. What? No? So change the color of these up top. Can't even tell. I don't see what that's changing, interestingly. Area 3 is probably gonna be those hooks. Yep, there we go. We could do just a nice medium blue for that. Area 4. I don't see the underside of something, perhaps. And then, of course, the frame colors. Those should be pretty straightforward. One is going to be this here. For the canopy color. going to be the other half. 4 is going to be these panels. And I actually do like that blue color. I'm fine with that. And then 3 is going to be the rest of the frame. Ah, excuse me. Ooh. Out of the blue. Golly. Oh, no, I don't like that as much. So we're going to go with brown for that, because it matches the wood flooring and everything. And we'll do area... Nope. That's just... We'll change this over to the gray. And we could even change the color of the seats to a darker gray. Maybe like that. And then I can't tell you what those were for. Gesundheit, thanks, yeah. Happened on my flight sim stream earlier, and it happened again now. Allergies are starting to bother me a bit. They pick back up a little bit in the fall. They're not nearly as bad as they are in the spring. Good sequence. I don't think we really need to change that. I can't tell what those... Oh, wait. Is it the under... Oh, well, if I could get a good view right under there... I can't even really see it right here. If we give the ride a test... we can maybe see the underside of the chairs, if there's something I'm missing, perhaps. Nah, I'm not even seeing it. We don't even actually have to test it because we did change the ride sequence. Yeah, I think those two colors are not actually represented. So, one thing we could do is actually change the, we want to go with this rustic path. Oh, how does that look? Or we could go with, we could do the mosaic. Or the other option, the wooden planks. I don't know which I prefer. And in any case, let's just open the ride. Now people can get on it, and it'll give them something to do over here. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and delete this ride, and we are going to replace it in the exact same spot, just to continue to give people something to do, and oh, that aligns perfectly. Turn the price down. Just kind of giving a refresh of some of these flat rides. It helps to give people a little something to do. This, interestingly, actually has a classic reputation because the scenery's maxed out and the base ride experience is above 300. So that's a keeper. We may relocate it, but that would maintain its reputation. There's just a few people riding that there. The cow is alive and well and loud. Oh, man, a hiccup all of a sudden. Sorry about that. I think we're going to actually shut those off because I'm constantly getting pop-ups about the... Oh, here's the place you can go in and disable the... Let me make sure I shut the right one off, so the next one I'll get will be... Just updated the third coaster I built today, not including revamping yours. I think my brain is done building for the day. Sounds like you got a lot done, though. That's a good thing. So... I'm gonna shut the pool down. I may leave that one open for a short time, but the next thing I want to reconsider is all the path over here. So what we would be looking at is redoing this area, kind of extending the queue up through here, tying into a proper plaza for this ride, so it's not just like crammed along the edge of the deck of the pool. And anyway, can't even talk now. We're relocating the water, the pool's the water park area, so to speak. Jimpers, what's going on? Do you still want to check out that Woody? Yeah. You said you had a dueling coaster, I think, for me to look at, possibly for the park, right? Alright, what we're gonna do is grab... Oh, that is not attached. No staff assigned, so this has been shut down for a fair bit of time. Who knows exactly how long. Let me do a multi-select. 1, 2... Let me make sure that gets added. There's no path to Haya Sushi. It should be. It says it's open right now. And we've got somebody heading back over. That's a good thing. Alright, let me grab those. Do I need a new park, or will they fit? Okay, yep, alright, yeah, I think you beat me to it there. Alright, let me save this. Let's go into a new park real quick. We'll check it out. Let's see what we got. Alright, that's the second one. Let me subscribe that. And that's the other one. You must have just uploaded them since they're showing up so early. Good deal. Okay, so we got those. Let's... Now I've got to find them through this. I'm going to have to go through and clear some of these out. Gosh, I want to add this in a park at some point. That's just massive. Alright, there's the hyper. And let me get the Woody. GG hyper. Bump that up just a little bit. I can't tell if it really goes underground or clears anything. Nah, it's okay. We're gonna have to start naming them Cookie and the date created. You might. Alright, we'll do the Woody first because that was the one you told me. And we'll look at the hyper second. Let's do front. Not cinematic. There we go. Alright, here we go. No spoilers. The RMC Hyper? Oh, man. Was that the Mamba Reborn that you made? I like that. Oh, that's cool. Man, the thing just does not let up. What a fun coaster. Man, what a blast. Man, it's just, the pacing through that's incredible. I mean, this thing is massive, as you mentioned. But I mean, it's so consistent. Like, I never found a section where it really lost any of its speed, which is a really good thing. It slowed down a little bit up there, but it didn't feel like it was going to stall out at any point. Great G-forces, great speed. 76. I'm not sure I would trust a regular wooden coaster to go that fast. But this is Planet Coaster and not the real world, so that was super fun. Really good stats. I mean, this thing just, it takes up so much space. You can, I can just imagine it being built kind of along the edge of a park, and people over here walk over this way, and they'd be like, oh, hey, there's another wooden coaster, and then they look back and realize it's all part of the same one. Oh, -2 on the vertical G's. I'm curious where that was. 8,800 feet, yes. I want to see that heat map. It's consistent throughout, and where you have the inversions, it doesn't really taper off much. Fear's very... Oh, no, it picks up a little bit right there. Okay. That might be the peak of the... Yeah, but the excitement doesn't take too much of a hit right there. Nausea doesn't go up too much. That's solid throughout. There's the name 8,800. I would personally go with something 88. I'm not sure if I would add the 100 in the name. My personal preference. Let me see where the G-force is kind of... I think they... No, that's at 3. Oh, they peak out like right over here. Coming through. That's the part that got real intense. I'm curious where that -2... Is that it right there? It's -1 and change, and then right there. Oh, I think it's right about here. Nice. Sweet airtime. If you come back and look at the live data, 12 seconds of airtime. My, that is super cool. Alright, let's check this one out. If you want to name that wooden coaster 88 something, you could probably name it 88 million, probably because it took 88 million boards of wood to build that thing, because it's so massive. Skip to the top of the lift hill there. $88 million 2x4s. Yeah! I like that. That keeps its pacing really well. Even in the second half after the break run, the mid-course. Alright, exit out of that there. And yeah, those are solid stats. 5,900, so that's a long ride in its own right. And 79, 201 feet drop. Good G-forces. Really good G-forces. 8 and 8 seconds, almost 9 seconds of airtime. I think the bias towards hypers, they kind of these runs off the helixes, I've seen that on some of the coasters that I've built, is they don't score well for whatever reason, but I like it. You know, it gives a little variation to, rather than just continuous, you know, hill after hill after hill after a turn to reposition, stuff like that. It's a good coaster. It does lose a little bit of momentum. Kind of coming back through here. That's fantastic. Kind of back through here, it does seem to lose a little bit of momentum, but not bad. I think it's fine. And then if you look here, yeah, that's a low spot. There's no point it ever gets too scary, which you can take a pretty big hit. Nausea is excellent throughout. And then your whoop, that's lateral, vertical. Bit of airtime right off that hill. It's good floater airtime right there on that hill. Right there too. That Hyper Woody, I would agree with that. That is probably, I would say, top 2. I think that Aurora Giga that you built the other day, that still wears the crown for me. But I would say that's a solid number 2 right there. What's the RMC? I'm actually curious, because Brahmic is like, well, I'm gonna use that in my park. Just want to go on one more ride some smart kid will use on his or her parent. Yeah. Am I making custom supports for the B&M Hyper? I didn't make that. That's a Jimper's question. I would imagine he would if he's gonna place it. But I can tell you, Motorsport, that most of the steel coasters that Jimper builds don't have standard track supports. Probably for the people to be able to make custom, if they choose to. That is something out of a horror movie. Oh, hey, look at that. That looks nice. Dragon Con and Shambhala. Oh, man. Literally 5 nights at Freddy's. That's... 5 minutes at Freddy's is enough for me to leave that section of the park. Good lord. Oh yeah, Manta. There is really some cool stuff. And oh, what's this? Well, it's like a kiddie pool. It's like it's a little kids area with a little water slide. And, oh, that is cool. We'll have a look at the Shambhala. Well, yeah, we can do it. I'm gonna look at the Dragon Con as well. Okay. Now we just gotta figure out placement. Oh, we probably have to open it back up to refresh the list. Ah! I had it! Press the wrong button on the mouse. Don't you love when you do that? I'm gonna move that, and just for scenery's sake, you can use the search bar to look for custom blueprints. Yeah, I've done it before. It's pretty uncommon for me to go in there and look for something specific. No, wrong one. There it is. Oh, this is all of the scenery and stuff. You just have to put in part of the name and it should show up. Yeah. Now, I don't remember exactly how these rides place together. Well, in either case. Oh, that is slightly below. Alright. Oh, you've downloaded it. Yeah, it looks really neat. We'll give these two a ride. Switch to one of the middle seats. Oh wait, this is the staggered seats. Never mind. I just don't remember the way the two coasters cross. I don't remember if Dragon Con goes under Shambhala's lift hill or goes right up against it. I know you can see it when you're going up on Dragon Con. That was a little bit of a rough transition. Not bad. Needs a little bit of fine-tuning. But that's not bad. I want to give this a ride. The scenery looks phenomenal. That there. Get in the middle. Oh, yeah. I think that is actually how they match up. This blueprint was pretty rough in my opinion. It wasn't bad overall. It did have a couple odd transitions. Yeah, a lot of the turns were not banked. But I think he said that one's still a work in progress. Oh man, the tree. I missed a spotted terrain. That's pretty solid, though. Yeah, this version of this ride is really cool. Look at the attention to detail. They've got the lockers back there, and then they have the transfer tracks over there. The platform is nicely done. Oh, that looks really cool right here. Do not ride if... Oh, look at that! That is really nice. Look at the detail on that sign. I like how the express queue almost... Oh, no, I see it. Okay. It comes back here, and then the main queue goes out that way. Pulpy soda vending machine. And then you've got... What is that? Oh, it's just like a miscellaneous gift shop. Yeah, cool. And then the photo queue right there. Man, this is super nicely done. This is incredible. You know, I could spend the entire rest of the evening looking at different coaster blueprints of the real world coasters, some that I've been on. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna open up a poll. Alright. I'm gonna let you all vote. And I'm gonna step up for a moment and take a short break. Alright, I'm back. Three people have said I'm gonna have to change the video description. Alright. Alright, that's what we're gonna do. Let's showcase some additional real-world coasters. I'm gonna choose the first one. And if you all have suggestions of something you'd like to see, it has to be a real-world coaster, of course, since we're going this route. I thought I saw it earlier on here. Oh, look at that. Escape from Pompeii. That's at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. That's pretty cool. I see Kraken and Mako in the corner. Yeah, they were on the first page. Or second page. Yeah. Well, we can look at those too. I'm very familiar with both of those. I went to SeaWorld in March for the first time this year. So I'm going to grab those two. We're going to have to start deleting stuff. I would feel a little bit guilty deleting that Dragon Con, because that's just modeled so nicely. Actually, I'll tell you what, we can just undo this way. Alright, clean slate. Let's go ahead and slap. I'm gonna place Mako first. Man, that's a big footprint. Now the problem is I can't see. That's ground level right there, I believe. Pretty close. And we're missing the lake, of course. Let me go get Kraken. And I remember these line up pretty much. Because you can see the dive loop out of Mako's station. That's actually pretty close to its real-world placement. And just for laughs, this will take just a moment here. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Oh. Okay. Let's give Mako a ride first. It's a ride I'm very familiar with. I'm actually even more familiar with Kraken. I have shorts on Mako and Kraken on my channel. I don't know if any of you have seen them. Hey, JP, what's going on, man? Let's just speed it up a little bit there. Oh no! Ah! I want to say that curve is banked a little bit more in the real world than it is there. That's really well rendered. Nice. It's a little bit sharper of a turn than that, but it's close. They need to add the lake there. Also, I've worked on that map from last time, and I think I made a cool coaster. Just have to theme it. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. We just checked out a couple things that Jimper's built, and he asked to check the Shambhala blueprint. And then I said, hey, you know what? Why don't we just take a break from the whole park stuff, demo derby, and kind of redoing a whole bunch of stuff, and let's just look at some real-world coasters. See, we are gonna have to do some terrain work. Yeah, not flat. Oh, it is resembled. Okay, there we go. Oh, man. So the terrain is just actually built low. But all the concrete... Ah, that's perfect! Oh. No, we don't change that there. That's fine. This here. That there. Okay. Wanted to do something, so messing around on the acoustic guitar, heck yeah. Probably gonna go do some piano after I finish the stream up tonight. I haven't played it today, so. I was gonna ask when you're flying, but Brawlmick, or anyone for that matter, would anyone like to collab on Blanco 2? I think you've got a whole team of people here that would be willing to do some stuff there. Yeah, so we've got some additional terrain to remove right here in the middle. This is really nice that they rendered the concrete very realistic. That's it, I believe. I know those roads kind of connect. Pretty similar placement over this way. Eyes are about to go on strike. Yeah, we can take a couple of these trees out. let's give that a ride. The station is nicely modeled. And I want you all to think about what other coasters, since we're gonna do this the rest of the evening. Let me know what coasters, real world. If we can find a blueprint, we'll check it out. Speed that lift hill up. That lift hill is dragging. Playing Wonderwall over and over again. Oh, that dive loop is really good. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, this Kraken is really good. I'm very impressed with this one. This was better than the Mako, and the Mako one was good too. You know what would be an interesting evening? Suggesting a real-world coaster and then you try to recreate it with us. That actually could be fun. I like that a lot. I want to look kind of back here. That's nice. You get the lockers modeled. Then you walk. Yeah. Oh, man. Now, some of these should have lower walls, or kind of. I want to say I remember the walls being kind of half open. That's the priority. Oh, that's why. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I remember it more this way. Clearly need to get to SeaWorld. It's a great park. I had a good time. I would win. Coaster smack talk. Who would have ever thought? Yeah, that was really nice. So have a coaster you think you would like, find a blueprint for Siren's Curse. Well, look. That one's pretty well downloaded. That might be the best one. It looks like it has high ratings and a lot of people that have used it, so we'll try that. When anyone was a kid in the late 90s to the early 2000s, did you guys eat a handful of dirt? I know I have. I haven't eaten dirt, but I did eat paper on a dare. I've eaten grass. I wouldn't say just straight up dirt. Yeah, I know, JP. Yeah, the Coma Tilt. Let's give this a shot. I don't think you'll be able to use that blueprint. It's modded. Oh. Oh, yeah, look at this. Whoa. Well, that actually worked somehow. I missed the tunnel right there. Oh well. That's cool, a couple parts of outer banked airtime. Yeah, that wasn't bad. Alright, anybody else have some recommendations? Fun fact, that is the only coaster at Cedar Point to go underground in a tunnel. Whoa! Interesting, I didn't know that. I'm curious. First inverted coaster I ever went on. Station, snow invert. Oh, that's the peak one right there. Alright, folks, we are leaving SeaWorld and going to Ski World. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, man. If they had included the arrow swinging train, I would definitely want to ride Big Bad Wolf again, albeit virtually. I hear you on that. This is really nice. This is nicely modeled. That was your first invert too? No kidding. What's that? Yellowish, although it could just be the color from the sun. Lift hills by default are just really slow, I think, for some reason. Oh, another tunnel. First invert was Raptor from Cedar Point, I'm pretty sure. So we gotta do a little terrain work to fit some of these. Oh yes, there's the cabin. Awesome. Oh no. Oh, it is resembled. Ah, it just needs terrain work, but well, you can see. Oh, that's cool. They actually did model all of that. So this would need to be raised up and have gravel. That was really good, though. I'm impressed with that. I mean, it's been over 20 years since I went to Busch Gardens in Virginia. I've thought about going back there since I have the pass. I could fly up to Virginia instead of back down to Florida. But that'd be a really short trip, just for like 1, maybe 2 days at Busch Gardens. There's so much stuff. So the last time I was there, Griffin hadn't been finished yet. I think they were doing groundbreaking, or they had just announced it. Invader, Big Bad Wolf still existed. Sadly, I did not get to go on Big Bad Wolf that day that I was there. Apollo's Chariot, I didn't get to go on that either. That was actually, I want to say it was shut down. Tempesto didn't exist, Pantheon. So I definitely missed out on a couple rides. This over here is modeled so nicely. They've got this kind of gift shop and a place to sit and eat over by Mako here. Of course, you've got the water right here. I wonder, actually. Oh, the water is not modeled. Oh. And you got the flamingo paddle boats that come back out over to here, so there's like netting. Oh, chain link fence is close, unless, yeah, it's chain link, but it's close to the netting. Alright, do you all have any other rides you want to see? Otherwise, I'll probably get ready to call it an evening. This is fun, though. Checking out some real-world stuff. One of my favorite things I remember, Top Thrill 2, that won't work properly in this. That, I know for a fact, you'll need a mod for the swing launch. Unless we get lucky with the Siren's Curse. I can check it. No. It's not even showing up. Millennium Force? Yeah, well, that's 2 people for Millennium Force. I think that's gonna be the best one. I think we'll make this one the final one. Now I just gotta find it. What? Where is it? There it is. Oh my gosh. Alright. New park. Jimper's left to make 3 or 4 real world recreations. Oh man. He's gonna have some good ones. It's the temperate biome. I actually haven't really done any parks in this. Oh, now I've got to find it again. There it is. Alright. Food and drinks. Hot Dog Squad, Pizza Pen, Chief Beef, Cosmic Cow, and Slush Hour. Oh, no. We've got to, lower that, align it. Ground height. That looks super cool. There's a solar panel to power everything. Oh, Millennium is massive. Oh, look at the station, too. You got that there. The exit, ride photos. And then your queue line. Is that a staff path? It is! Look at that, that's pretty neat. And then all of your queue starts. Oh, yeah, right over here. Wait, is there a... There's gotta be a priority queue for this. Maybe there's not? I don't know. Alright. Let's give that a test run. The station should be blue. That's an easy repaint. Excuse me. Not worried about fast forwarding this, considering they have the cable lift. It goes fast enough. Look at those custom supports too. I don't think there are palm trees in Ohio. Maybe. Right next to the lake? I don't know. No, probably not. Unless they just have a few that they bring new ones in the winter would kill them. We have certain types of palm trees here in South Carolina that can't survive the winter. Very cool. That was nice. The ride is actually spot on. Oh, nice. Yeah, that should have more downloads. That scenery bonus is maxed out. Oh, at the base, yeah. Please see what tunnels those tunnels are made of. Aquatic metal wall. So you actually could lower it to the ground level a little bit. That is really neat. What does that test at? That should be higher. 94 miles an hour, that's pretty accurate. I think the real world's top speed is 93. So that's, like, right there. That's cool. It's actually, like, the real-like thing, and I rode it many times. Yeah. I've not been on it, but that looks really good. That was cool. Very cool. Oh, I see. It's still just ever so slightly above ground level where we placed that. So, close enough. Anything else? Otherwise, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream. That's cool. They got that little lake there. This has been a lot of fun. Glad I was able to hang out, but I need to get going. Yeah, I think it's a good time to wrap it up, actually. Have a good evening. I'll see you next time. All right, Bromik. Thanks so much for hanging out, man. I appreciate you. I think that's a good point to end it as well, actually. I'm probably gonna look at starting a new park soon, and I might suggest, maybe you all give me some ideas for coasters you'd want to see, but I'll go over all of that when I decide and start the new park, like as a full-fledged project or something like that. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably do Flight Sim tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing this game tomorrow, but definitely Tuesday once that DLC and Update 7 come out, and we'll check out that stuff. We might play this a little bit tomorrow, too, but we'll see. Alright, y'all, thanks again. Yeah, JP, have a great night. Thank you. Take it easy, man. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna seal it up. Hope y'all enjoyed. I know we kind of ended up doing some different stuff than I had originally planned on, and that's fine, because, you know, sometimes it's just fun to look at what other people do. There are so many good creations out there that, I think are worth taking a look at. And while I don't focus on real-world replicas, they are really fun to look at, especially the coasters that I've been on and that you all as viewers have been on. So, if there's ever something you want to see, just give a suggestion. Maybe we'll take some time to look at it. But I also go for... It's good to look at these real-world coasters because you get ideas. Even though I don't do real-world replicas in the parks that I build, I do try to model them similar to some of my favorite coasters or other coasters that people like. And also just kind of analyzing these real-world coasters kind of helps you as a builder when you build your own thing, how to make it realistic in the sense of proper elements, pacing, stuff like that. And I know not every roller coaster in the real world is perfect. Certainly far from it. There were some pretty terrible coasters out, but they are real world. And I'd imagine all the coasters that are not great now, probably back in the day, were likely quite decent. And of course the exception being some of the newer ones that just kind of missed the mark a bit, but yeah, I'm going to close out here. Thank you all one more time. I really appreciate it. This has been fun. We'll pick back up possibly tomorrow with PC2. I'll probably do a little bit of Flight Sim. And then Tuesday, yes. Tuesday is Update 7 and the new DLC, so I'll take a look. I don't know that I'm going to get the DLC right away. I might. We'll consider it. But we'll definitely be playing the game after Update 7, checking that stuff out. So, without further ado, thank you all one last time I said that. So 2 more times I should have said before. Anyway, yeah, y'all take care, stay safe, and we'll see ya.